Hello and welcome to Flower Juice. My name's John McDonald and today we're going to look at the top 5 ways to support your flowers when you're trying to make a floral design. So there's lots of different options and people will have different ones that they prefer, but let's look at the 5 that we can come across quite often. So the one main one that everyone knows is floral foam. Now when this was invented, people were very suspicious, but it really has changed the world of floristry. It's allowed us to create designs that you could never do with the old methods. So this is a piece of wet foam, and literally you would soak it, you can cut it to whatever size you want, but you get foam in all shapes and sizes. You'll get rings, balls, cones, you name it, and different sizes as well. This one is specifically for dry flowers or silk flowers, and you don't need to soak it, it's basically firmer and stronger. So this is probably the number one that everyone would go to. For our second choice then, we're looking at materials that you can use to create a support within a container. So maybe for example like this willow, we've chopped it down, and this allows a framework that we can then place our flowers through. And you can also make this into a decorative feature. We're just using a clear vase here so you can actually see it. I think if you're going to use this amount of material, you might as well actually see the actual material as well, because it is quite decorative. Now that was real material or fresh material, but we could equally use something like this decor wire. So this is a decor aluminium wire, and you can just literally take the roll and give it a good scrunch. And this is really flexible. The great thing about this is you can reuse it. Whereas obviously with the fresh material, it's going to get a little bit dirty and you need to change the water. But again, we can use this to create a framework within which we can put our flowers. So 2 different options, but essentially using material. Other materials you might want to use would be like sand or gravel, stones, even cones, whatever it is, but it would create a structure that you can work your flowers through. Moving on then to something that's much more traditional, we've got the pin holder. Now the pin holder was something that was used a lot in the past, and it does have advantages now depending on what you're wanting to do. With pin holders, essentially you're talking about a metal base with all your little pins or little nails in it. So it's a little bit like a bed of nails. Now this one is a Japanese one, and it actually has a plastic edge. This allows it to not slip when it's in the dish. And essentially you would impale your flowers onto here. The great thing about a pin holder is it doesn't have the volume that you have with foam. So you can create something that really comes from nothing with the pin holder. And these come in lots of different shapes and sizes. So a very useful thing to have. Fourthly, we've got a frog. Now this is something that I've just discovered not that long ago, but again, a very old-fashioned thing. So essentially it's a glass brick or a glass piece with holes in it. And this is the type of thing that people in the past would have put into the bottom of a container, and it just gives support to some of their bigger material. And once you've added your main pieces of material, you can then get support from the material you've added already. So essentially you would have a pot and you would put this down the bottom, and then you can add your branches, you can add your flowers and build up a display. So this is kind of the type of thing you would do for flower arranging at home, as opposed to the floral foam, which has had the advantage for commercial work that makes things very transportable. And then finally, we're going to look at another really old-fashioned thing, which is chicken wire. So chicken wire, again, a little bit like these materials here, we can add to a container like this, and again you're just going to scrunch it up and put it in. Now with all these things you can do combinations, so don't feel that you have to just have one thing or the other. You could put a piece of foam in here and then put wire on top. You could use the frog with the wire on top. So again, we're creating different layers that are going to support the stems. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. This is our top 5 ways to support flowers. We've got structures, we've got foam, we've got frogs, we've got chicken wire, and we've got pin holders. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to keep up to date with some of our floral designs, then click here to subscribe, and have a good day.